to be sheriff.
Hello, my name is Tim Porter, and I would like to be Todd County's next sheriff. In this video, I'd like to tell you a little bit about my friend, Doug Walcott. This doesn't have a lot to do with the campaign, but it does give some insight to my background, and also it allows me to practice fixing my videos. My friendship with Doug began shortly after 3 October 1993, the day some of you may remember from our activities in Mogadishu, Somalia. We had several people wounded, and we lost several good men. One of them was Cliff Walcott, a Black Hawk pilot, and the brother of the man who would soon become one of my best friends, Doug Walcott. Shortly after October 3rd, 1993, Doug and I were both assigned to SOATC, Special Operations Aviation Training Company. When we first met, Doug asked me a question that many people often ask when they meet someone new. Where are you from? I told him that I was born in a small town called Cadillac, Michigan, and that I was raised just outside of that town before joining the Army. Doug said he had been to this town. I told him I didn't think so. It was a small town. The chances of him being there were slim. He started describing the town to me in detail. I soon realized he had been to this small town. As we got to talking, before he joined the Army, he was working in the oil wells, and they were doing exploration seismographs in the area. I worked for a short time for an RV dealership before I joined the Army. He worked on a crew that had a truck breakdown, the cooling system breakdown on one of the trucks they were working on. They brought it to Cadillac RV where I happened to work. That was the start of our coincidental encounters. During our time at SOATC together, Doug is the main reason that I'm seeking a law enforcement position today. When Doug and I came into the training company, Doug was very adamant that we needed to train the trainers, that as instructors we needed to go out and get qualified. And it was Doug spearheading this plan of action that allowed me and others to go out and train with law enforcement agencies all across the country. From SWAT training to sniper training to simple marksmanship training and a whole lot of instructor level classes. As we became friends, we also found out that we were stationed in Germany very close to each other at the same time, though we never met that we know of. We were close friends while Doug was that there. Then Doug returned to Germany, and I left the Army to stay in Todd County in Elkton. In 2007, I decided to join the National Guard again to get back in and claim some of that service time towards a retirement. When you're in the Army, you have a date that the Army uses is usually your enlistment date. Mine was March of 1987. But since I had a break in service, the Guard had to adjust that time to compensate for this break. As coincidence would have it, my adjusted entry date would become October 1993. Same day that Doug lost his brother. The next year, October 3rd, 2008, I lost my stepson, Timothy Kenner, from an accident he had had a few weeks earlier. Again, same day that Doug had lost his brother. Like all soldiers, Doug and I lost contact as he traveled to Germany, to New York, and then finally on to Alaska. In 2008, April 27th, my daughter, Lily Grace Porter, was born. And like all good parents, I sent out a mass text to everybody on my phone list. I received a text back from Doug almost immediately, questioning the text that I had sent him. So I called, asked him what he was doing, what the question was. Doug informed me, we had not spoken in some time, that his daughter was also in the hospital having a baby, the same day that I was having a baby. Another coincidence that we shared. But to make this coincidence even more bizarre is they named their child Elizabeth Grace Patton. And of course, my daughter's name was Lily Grace Porter. So another one of the great coincidences that we shared. When Doug returned from Alaska, we spoke briefly about his return, but we really didn't talk about his plans. he'd contacted a realtor and actually had found some property out on the lake and purchased it. When I went out to see it the first time, I told Doug, again without speaking about this, he had bought land just a few miles down the road from some land that I had owned previously out on the lake. Again, I'd like to thank Doug Walcott for being a good friend, the type of friend that if you call on, he's there. It's his grandchildren that made the intro and conclusion to this segment. Doug pushed me to train in weapons, the hand-to-hand, survival, land navigation, to be the best instructor that I could be. He made me a strong leader, a strong soldier, and a better person. Thank you, Doug. Thank you all for watching. Please stay tuned for more videos concerning the issues and more about my story, my training, my life. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to check us out at www.sheriffporter.com. Thank you, and God bless.
Tim is your friend to vote Tim Porter to be sheriff.